Last year, over 40% of professionals reported feeling lost despite being successful. They had everything, yet they felt hollow. The problem was not a lack of goals. It was something ancient Chinese wisdom understood thousands of years ago. Wang Jun owned 3 successful tea houses in Hangzhou. Every morning he woke at 5, managed staff, calculated profits. He was productive, disciplined, driven. But he felt empty in a way he could not explain. One evening, a regular customer, an elderly woman who rarely spoke, asked him a simple question. "You work very hard, but what path are you walking?" Wang Jun did not understand. He had many goals. Expand to 5 locations. Double revenue. The woman shook her head. "Those are destinations. I asked about your path." She explained her grandfather had taught her about Dao, pronounced Dao, which means the way. Most people confuse motion with direction. They mistake achieving with aligning. "Tell me," she continued, "when do you feel most alive?" He thought for a long moment, then something surfaced. The hour before dawn, when he prepared tea for himself. Not for customers. The careful measuring of leaves. The attention to temperature. That moment felt natural. Everything else felt forced. The woman smiled. "That is your Dao speaking, but you cannot hear it over the noise of all your goals." This is the confusion most of us carry. We set goals based on what we think success looks like. We follow paths others have walked. We work toward destinations that mean nothing to us. Then we wonder why achievement feels empty. The ancient Chinese recognized 2 concepts we now treat as one. Dao, the natural path that flows through your life, and Ming, pronounced Ming, your life calling, or the shape your life is meant to take. Dao can mean way, road, or path, but it is more. It is the way of nature as a whole, the structure of natural possibility. Your Dao is not something you create through planning. It is something already moving through you when you stop forcing. Ming means life, fate, or command. Initially understood as orders from heaven, the focus shifted to people themselves and how they should live. Ming refers to your original life force. What makes certain work feel effortless while other work drains you? In the Daodejing, the cosmic Dao is described as the way of nature. Water flows downhill, not because it tries, but because that is its nature. You cannot think your way to your Dao. You can only notice when you are aligned with it. Modern goal setting starts from the wrong place. We look at external markers, money, status, recognition. We copy paths that worked for others. But if those markers do not align with your Dao, achieving them only deepens the confusion. You reach the destination and realize you climbed the wrong mountain. People can become successful and still feel lost. They achieved goals without finding their way. The first principle: your Dao exists before your goals. Most people reverse this. They set goals hoping direction will emerge. But direction must come first. Once you find your Dao, goals arise naturally. Goals are destinations on a map. Dao is the landscape itself. You cannot choose destinations wisely until you understand the terrain you are standing on. Li Hua spent 12 years as a corporate lawyer. Excellent at it. Made partner at 35. But she noticed something. The only moments she felt truly present were during the hour each evening when she practiced calligraphy. Not because it relaxed her, because something aligned. For years, she dismissed this. Calligraphy was a hobby. It could not provide security. But the feeling grew stronger. She reduced her legal work to part-time and began teaching calligraphy. Within 5 years, she was recognized throughout her province. But here is the twist. The recognition did not matter like her legal success had. This work felt like breathing. It was her Dao. The second principle. Your Dao reveals itself through resonance, not logic. Logic tells you what seems safe, what others approve, what calculates well. But Dao appears in moments when something clicks without explanation. Pay attention to what you do when no one is watching, what you talk about when you are not trying to impress, which activities make time disappear. These are not just preferences. They are signals. Zhang Wei trained 8 years to become a surgeon, skilled, respected. Yet the work exhausted him beyond normal tiredness. It drained something essential. Meanwhile, when he sat with patients and listened, time stopped. Those moments required no effort, yet took complete attention. He left surgery for patient consultation and traditional medicine. Income dropped. Status diminished. But he found his path. The twist was not that he became happier. He stopped feeling like he was fighting himself every day. The third principle, following Tao requires releasing what does not belong. Letting go feels like failure. You invested years. You built identity. Walking away seems like waste. Yet holding on to the wrong path is the real waste. A path can be valuable and still not be yours. Finding your Tao is not about discovering some grand purpose. It is about paying attention to the pull that already exists. Your Tao is not hiding in the future. It is present now in activities that feel natural. When Wang Jun understood this, he did not quit his tea houses. He noticed which aspects felt natural and which felt forced. He loved the morning ritual of preparing tea, conversations with suppliers about varieties and methods. But the managing, expanding, calculating drained him. Slowly, Wang Jun shifted. He stopped pursuing expansion. He focused on the craft. He began hosting small tea ceremonies, teaching proper preparation, not a dramatic transformation, a gradual tuning toward what resonated. His income stayed the same. His business shrank. But something changed. He stopped waking up with that hollow feeling. He had found the difference between working hard and walking his path. How do you find your Tao? 5 practices. 1. Sit in stillness for 10 minutes each morning. Ask yourself, when do I feel most like myself? Do not analyze. Just notice. 2. Track your energy for 1 week. Note which activities drain you even when they go well. Note which energize you even when they are difficult. The pattern reveals direction. 3. Identify one goal you pursue because you think you should, not because it resonates. Ask honestly whether this serves your Tao or someone else's idea of success. 4. Notice who you become in different situations. Your Tao is present when you stop performing. Pay attention to where this naturalness appears. 5. Release one misaligned obligation for 1 month. Create space. See what moves into that space naturally. What you are drawn toward in the absence of force often points toward your way. Your path is not something you will create someday. It is something you recognize now. You stop trying to force yourself into shapes that do not fit. You do not need to figure out your entire life. You only need to notice the next step on the path that is actually yours. Write in the comments, I choose to walk my Tao. Thank you for being here.